Well, I'm afraid I got some bad news for Danny J. I've been extremely psychic lately, extremely in the zone. And I really hate to say this because it's true and it breaks my heart, but when you look, okay, Danny J is an internet website designer, logo designer. She lives in Canada. She's got medical problems. She's got like an autoimmune disorder that's giving her like pseudo-arthritis, right? So she plans to move to some South American country, and this is bad. This is very bad. I'll tell you why. Danny, I really hope you pay attention to every last word that comes out of my mouth, because I'm going to give it to you so straight and so real that you better heed my words, because I'm telling you what will happen, because I've seen, like I said, with this Piscean energy, I've been extremely psychic, and I can see the angles. I can see the angles in things. Danny, what you have to understand is you are literally that girl in the movie Taken. You have the same archetype. Same thing with Elise, my last girlfriend. Elise is the same exact thing you are, Danny, which is a hot commodity, a soulful, white, vegan girl. Do you know how fucked up white women are? You realize that white women are either one of three things: fat, dumb, or bland. The average white woman is mentally fucked. Or they're fat, or they're really bland. Which is why Taylor Swift's whole purpose in life is to make white women even more blander, because Taylor Swift's objective is to make music even more soulless and bland. So Taylor Swift takes soulless, bland music to the nth degree. But that's not the point. The point is that Elise did the same thing that Danny plans on doing, which is, you know, when you go work on an organic farm and they barely pay you or don't pay you at all. See, these organic farms are all fronts for human trafficking, and they always attract the same archetype: a soulful vegan girl. It's the same. It's the same. It's so obvious too, and it's so sad that she can't see. Danny is a human. Humans are sentinels controlled by telepathy. The reason why, and Elise was human too, the reason why Elise was brought to me, because the space aliens said, hey, you know, Jordan's really lonely, let's send him a dog. And see, that's what you have to understand, Danny, is that you're basically like the queen of all dogs, because you're the best version of that. Danny, you don't understand how, like, much of a hot commodity you are, because where else are you going to find a soulful vegan white girl? And see, they love to torture you because you give it all away too. And see, that's why you're such a good person, because you're so easily tortured, and you're so I can see all the angles in this. I can see the entire fucking thing, Danny, and it's so sad that you can't see it because it's so obvious. And if you go to South America, remember the story of Predator? Predator, the Draconian hiding in the South American rainforest? And you can't see it, but it's so obvious, and it's sad, and I know what your future is going to be, and there's nothing but pain in your future, because you're going to wind up some Dark Lord's cum dumpster, and you're going to be exactly like the Jabba the Hutt girl in the metal bikini, and they're going to put you on heroin. It's going to be exactly like the movie Taken. Why do you think Elise was just like you? Don't you see the connection here, Danny? Don't you see the correlation? Elise was just like you. Soulful, white, vegan, pretty, perfect. And you can't see the connection, can you? You can't see that you're a human controlled by telepathy, and And of course you see, in her mind, she's like, oh, I gotta leave now because before things kick off. Yeah, they want you to leave now, just right where they want you. You just right where they want you. And it's sad. And, Andrew Bartzis is another guy who's setting up the vegan human trafficking like Gilbert, because Andrew Bartzis is... The guy makes me laugh because the guy talks more substance on other people's show than his own show. That guy talks way more substance on other people's shows than his own show. So what does that tell you? He's setting you up for his version of the 13 Love community. See, all these Dark Lords are setting up their own version of the 13 Love community because they want all of the Messiah's seed and human reformer DNA. Remember, there's two categories. There's the human, that's the reformer, and the Messiah's seed, that's whose atoms aren't controlled by the computer that simulates this reality. And people are literally in movies. Like, everyone that's a part of my life, Danny, is a part of a movie. Like, for example, the judge, she was playing the role of Pontius Pilate. I was playing the role of Jesus. Pontius Pilate summoned Jesus, and Pontius Pilate says to Jesus, "What's your name?" And Jesus says, "I am the one you summoned." And I said the exact same thing when I said, "I am that I am." And when I lost in court, that was the same thing as Jesus losing in court. Jesus was right about everything he said, and he still got crucified. It's the same thing with Danny. You are literally that girl from Taken, and no one's going to save you. You see, Danny, you're not fit for society because you have a soul. You can't work a job like a banker or a soulless job. You can't do that because you're a good person. And see, that's why they want you in their harems, because you're going to wind up right next to Elise. I guarantee you, you will probably see Elise tied up next to you, begging for life. I guarantee you will see so many girls just like yourself. And it's right there. See, women are teachers indirectly. And that's what Elise was here to teach, is that she was a girl that was white, pretty, vegan, soulful. And she did the same thing you're doing with this organic farm program, which all those things are fronts for human trafficking. You have to be smarter than that, Danny. You're better off just staying where you're at or living somewhere else in Canada and not doing the whole human trafficking organic farm thing. Because you have to see the angle in it, Danny. You have to see the angle in it. Why would they want to hire Canadians when they can just hire the locals and pay them less? Or nothing at all? Why would they want you? See, what you don't understand is the person who's recruiting you is probably just like you. And see, that's the, what do you call it? The spotter. See, there's a term in human trafficking. That's known as the spotter. That spotter is the person who's there to be like, hey, I'm just like you. And if you come to this farm with me, we can be great friends. We can pick organic fruit together, and we can be vegans together. See, that's the spotter. That's the person who's luring you in. See, that person is luring you in so they get a better deal themselves. It's just like the movie Taken. That's the spotter for the human trafficking. And all this shit is right in front of you. And it's sad that it really breaks my heart to tell you this. And I've been seeing all the angles and everything lately, and it's kind of heartbreaking. And Danny, you really have to understand, you are a 10. You are perfect. There's very few left like you. Everyone from Krista Riza to Sue Devi to all those people, I guarantee you they will, if they're not needed by the Illuminati, they will wind up in human trafficking. And you can tell Sue Devi is protected because she's a Mennonite, But eventually, people like her, Krista Riza, look at Teal Scott. Teal Scott's the same exact thing as you and Elise. And she wound up as human trafficking. She wound up, getting raped by Satanists. And you think you're different from her? I guarantee you, all of these starseeds, all of these Messiah seeds, all of these reformers are going to wind up, that are pretty white females, are definitely winding up in somebody's harem. Definitely. Guaranteed. And it's not the harem you want to be in, it's the harem that, the Jabba the Hutt people, the people like Phil Snyder, the people like Tom Cruise, the people like every fat corporate slob who can't attract a woman is going to buy you. It's just like the movie V for Vendetta, where you have Natalie Portman winds up getting, fucked by a priest. It's, you are that girl. That is you. And the organic farm is a setup. I really hope you can see it.